Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. What a Raw Ring Report we have for you. We're going to talk about this. It was a busy night for Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar kicks off Raw. And he kicks off Raw calling out Oba Fimby. Did Brock Lesnar get what he wanted after what's going on with Oba Fimby? We'll talk about with the Beast Incarnate. Brock Lesnar trying to call out Oba Fimby. Oba Fimby decides to do something clean house, good house cleaning with Booker T students. We'll talk about that coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Plus, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins having their word of words. We'll see Roman himself coming up here. Roman Reigns throughout the show. We'll talk about it coming up here. What Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and in their contract signing coming up here. We get the Pro Wrestling Show started right here, right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend. Call a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Let's not waste no time whatsoever. Let's get things started right here, right now, here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Let's cut the track off. All right, we get this started right here, right now. We get started with this. The Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, along with his agent, his advocate, Paul Heyman. Heyman and Lesnar know a thing or two. And one thing about Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, they've been together for almost 2 years, almost 20 years, 25 years. You're going on for a fact. I've been following Brock Lesnar's career since 2002. Brock Lesnar came out there, a man on a mission. He came out there to bring the crowd and did so by doing what he did, and perhaps doing so what Brock was doing and stuff like that. Brock Lesnar did do something like that. Did there Brock and stuff. Brock came out there saluting the crowd, the fans. Was that Brock Lesnar issued a challenge ready for him? Brock did was ready, and Brock had armed guards. These armed guards, if you might know who these armed guards are, but I kind of recognize some of these armed guards that was out there with Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar had some security flanked with him. Some of Booker T's students, I can see Tempo. Um, he's one, and I forgot his name on the far right. Far right, he was a student. I forgot them, but they was Booker T students. I know they're from the row. I know that for a fact. Oba Fimby came out there. Oba Fimby was sick and tired of playing these games with Brock Lesnar. Oba Fimby will meet Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam for Hell in a Cell. And Oba Fimby did try to show Brock Lesnar until Brock Lesnar walked away and said that Brock had a restraining order against Oba Fimby, that they can't touch each other. Even Paul Heyman said he put a restraining on against Brock and stuff. So that kind of played dividends as well to that. Well, Oba Fimby was upset and highly upset. He took out his frustrations out on all the security guard stuff. He grabbed both security guards and did a double choke slam to both and let them both down. I know they ain't gonna feel the effects. I think they're just taking their effects and stuff. They're students. I know they're Booker T students. Oba Fimby clean the house like a ruckus. And he decided to clean house by taking down you know who. Oba Fimby taking down all of the security guards that was out there, the police. You tell they went they was wrestlers and stuff. So we see that. Oba Fimby showing his dominance, imposing Over Femi look like he wants to be the one, be the next big thing. He did, and showing his dominance and showing that as well. One thing about Over did that, and Over made made it clear that he's gonna get his hands on Brock Lesnar. It's that Hell in a Cell, and he wants to do so. So Over Femi and Brock Lesnar, these two men will collide. The irresistible force meets the immovable object at SummerSlam inside Hell in a Cell. What a way to have a Hell in a Cell match between Over Femi versus Brock Lesnar. And Over Femi told Paul Heyman that the reason he didn't challenge for the belt at SummerSlam because he knew that Brock was going to screw him with the championship belt. I don't know. Brock Lesnar's real crafty. He probably would want that win over Fenby. So we're getting the rubber matches D between them at SummerSlam. So looking forward to seeing that at SummerSlam. Don't forget SummerSlam 2 weeks away. And we'll have the SummerSlam predict the outcome as well as a review coming up. So we'll look forward to seeing that. Plus a new angle that has come through Paul Heyman's vision. It looks like American Alpha perhaps will be challenging the tag team champions of Braun Breaker and Austin Theory. The Austin Theory said to Braun that Maxine is not interested in you. She was never interested in you. She wanted to get away from y'all, feeling like y'all held her back. But Maxine was stuck torn between the two. Love to say that when women kind of torn between something. Um, something that they want and something that they well, it looks like Maxine was going to kiss Otis. I was like, oh my God, Otis' wet dream and fantasy come true. But it was just that, a fantasy. Maxine was never with Otis. Maxine used her womanly charm against Otis, leading to the Vision Theory and Braun Breaker to strike and attack American Alpha and led the group. And you can tell her Maxine Dupree, along with her man, Austin Theory, which is crazy. I know this is storyline right here. I can tell Maxine Dupree with Austin Theory. I mean, they look like a good couple, but I just don't see it and stuff. It's just enhanced them and stuff. You got Logan Paul out there as the manager and stuff. It's just like she just went on from one group that was not doing nothing to a new group and make her work even hard, make her do more. You can see Logan Paul with a hand arm on a sling, like his arm healing and stuff. But it looked like the Vision trying to destroy and dismantle Otis and Cesaro. Otis Cesaro, I think they might get a championship match at SummerSlam. And we'll go from there between them, Otis and Cesaro at SummerSlam. So we'll see. Even more matches that's been added for SummerSlam, and SummerSlam is coming into terms right here. This is right here. Jacob Fatu. I want to show you him right here. Jacob Fatu caught in the middle. He's trying to get Solo to join the bloodline, but Solo Sokoa ain't joined no bloodline. It looked like Solo played them hard. Solo was trying to say he wants to join the bloodline, and Solo trying to play like he was going to join them. And you can tell right here, Solo trying to get himself into the mix, trying to join like he was back in the group again. Lifting his finger up once again. Wasn't that for Solo? Solo trying to join the group. Look at Solo right here. You can tell Solo looked like he wasn't. He looked at Jacob. He knew Jimmy. He knew Jimmy wasn't gonna fall for it. Jimmy was had a match against Royce Keys. Jimmy won his match over Royce Keys, and then Solo hits the strike right here. Solo strikes and attacks his own brother Jimmy with the Samoan spike. This I think Solo's becoming the one that you need to watch. He's trying to show some more entertainment, his more charisma rather than being all serious. Well, Jacob Fatu saw this and wanted to lay out Solo with the tongue and death grip, and Solo escaped and got the way. Jacob said he could have been way worse than it was. Well, LA Knight decided to chime in. LA Knight decided to say, like, hey, at SummerSlam, once your brother gets his situation straight, I think LA Knight trying to say that about Jay's legal situation with his going on with his divorce and stuff. They want to set up a 6-man tag team match. The Usos and Jacob taking on LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Solo. Rather than having 3 individual matches, let's have a single 6-man tag team match, which makes sense. So it's gonna be a 6-man tag team match at SummerSlam between them. Looking forward to seeing that match. This is gonna be the match that's gonna be Solo. Solo's gonna be not too serious, but he's serious. But he wants to be playing around too. So looking forward to seeing the Usos versus Solo. But this right here was the kicker right here. Solo looking back, Solo trying to figure out how he can navigate and what's going on with that. Also, too, we see this right here. Paul Heyman came back and endorsed the vision on their actions, the recent actions attacking American Alpha. I want to show you what Paul Heyman did. Paul Heyman congratulated them and told them that they didn't need him no more. And Paul Heyman saying he's gonna go on the folks on Brock Lesnar, that they're good on their own, and leaving the reins to Maxine. So Maxine's gonna be managing the division going forward. So like Paul Heyman saying that he's going to do his thing with Brock Lesnar. Who knows? Paul Heyman might come out as a consultant or advisor or something like that. You know that. So speaking of that, we want to go to this right here. Live Vicaria looking all twisted and dark. Looks like the Halle Berry movie. Remember that Halle Berry movie, Gakaka? Remember that movie? How Live Vicaria was dressing. She doesn't look like a bird lady. She looks like a bird lady that's been on her own provisions and stuff. But Live Vicaria did come out there looking totally different and said that Bailey's been holding her back, and Bailey's been the one not to do this after Bailey had called her out. Well, Live Vicaria and Bailey will meet one-on-one. They'll have a match just coming Saturday on Saturday Night Main Event. Looking forward to seeing that between these two women and how far that's going to go between Lyra and Bailey. Lyra and Bailey having a match. So we'll see that match going on forward between Lyra and Bailey coming up. I'm looking forward to seeing that as well between Lyra and Bailey. But there's a lot of words between these two women. They look like resentment, anger, frustration, jealousy, misery, you name it. It was all there. Also, too, is we getting a tease that Big Cass is coming back? We want to show you Big Cass right quick. Big Cass came out there. It said A3. So I guess he's going to be debuting at the SummerSlam. We'll see what Big Cass is going to do. I think he's done. It was big WM Morrissey or something like that. And so I guess AEW just didn't pan out. Hopefully they do right with him in WWE. We'll see coming forward. Oh, we're getting this right here. The contract signing. The contract signing between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, after nearly 15 years of teaming together, turning their backs against each other and backstabbing each other and politicking each other. These two men had their contract signing after Seth came out there to call out Roman on everything he done to Roman, calling Roman like he just showed the work whenever he wants to show up. Even to the point that Roman had said something about Seth, about calling Seth his work dad, calling Triple H Seth's work daddy, which is far from the truth when Roman had the same thing going with him when Mr. McMahon was in charge, giving him a push that didn't work out for him, trying to push him over the moon, and people wasn't feeling him and stuff. Round Roman and Seth Rollins will embroil into a match on on SummerSlam. So looking forward to seeing that match. But it kind of hit me more. But Roman said something about Seth about you don't know the pressures of being world champion. Every time you become world champion, you get injured. You're injury prone and everything like that. So I think that hit a nerve on Seth. It hit a nerve on Seth. Seth didn't want to agree with it and didn't have to agree to it, but it kind of did. But Seth Rollins also made sure that Roman Reigns gonna pay for that and pay for what he said. But Roman taking a big brunt hit as well and all that stuff. But Seth Rollins had enough, and Seth Rollins decided to attack Roman Reigns and laying out Roman. Roman Reigns getting attacked by Seth Rollins with the curb stomp. Roman did try to set him up for a power bomb, but Seth Rollins countered it and hit the pedigree and laid out Roman Reigns and tried to go after Roman Reigns. And you can tell here Roman Reigns taking the brunt of the hit. Roman Reigns trying to figure out what's next for him. Roman doing what he needed to do. But it looks like Roman Reigns did so and stuff like that. So Roman Reigns attacking Seth Rollins, leaving out Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns did try to attack Seth Rollins until Seth Rollins came back and hit the curb stomp and did everything he could and flipped the world title, saying that he's going to take the world title back. And maybe Seth Rollins monkeys in his back that Roman Reigns can't beat him. And Roman Reigns got beat up by Seth Rollins with his Air Jordan 5s, retro 5s. The reason I can tell that because the black and white retro 5. He beat him up with the retro 5. I might want me some. I might want to get me a cop me some like that. But Seth Rollins doing that and stuff. So we see what Seth Rollins had going on, trying to send a message coming up at SummerSlam between them. But can Seth Rollins can get his world championship back and prove to Roman Reigns that he's not a number two, he's not an A1, he wants to be number one. Like I said, he's number one. He's the best wrestler out of all the shit. I can give him that. Him and Dean Hero, bro. But Roman outshined them because of the system. But that's how it works. All right. And don't forget, the champion has been out and about. He'll be out and about this week. So let's get the rest of the hot topics before we leave out the Raw Ring Report. But that ends Raw Ring Report. Moose. You know what I'm talking about. Moose from TNA. Spent some time in the gym with the world champion Roman Reigns. I guess they met up at the gym. Maybe Roman can help Moose get him into the WWE. If TNA don't work out, I can see Moose in WWE. I can see him on NXT or Raw breaking that Moose. So Moose and Roman Reigns meeting each other at the gym. So workout buddies. They could be that. So we'll see. Speaking of that, we see this right here. Roman Reigns gonna have a busy schedule. Speaking of having with Moose, he's gonna be meeting up with the new NBA World Champion Jalen Brunson of the New York Knicks, the point guard that won for the team. Unfortunately, but Roman Reigns will be in New York City, Madison Square Garden, the home where Jalen Brunson lives and the New York Knicks live, for Saturday Night Main Event. The OTC, the King of New York, the Mecca, the Garden. So they're gonna be in Saturday Night Main Event in New York City. So looking forward to seeing that. Don't forget, we'll have predict the outcome in the Pro Wrestling Show post review for Saturday Night Main Event coming up. Looking forward to seeing that coming up as here. So I'm gonna leave you. Roman we'll have a busy week, but we're gonna leave you here on the Pro Wrestling Show with Roman Reigns getting laid out by Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns gonna have to regroup after that. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I've been your host, KJ Dick, saying so long. We'll see you tomorrow for the NXT Report.